Vine is back. Well, sort of. For those who don't know what Vine was the forerunner of current Shorts apps like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts.
I say whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
Released back in 2013, it allowed users to upload videos up to 6 seconds long, and let's just say it was immensely popular. It had over 200 million active users before it shut down in January of 2017, and now in 2025 it's back. So let's have a look at what this could mean for short videos in the future. What made Vine so special is how constrained it was. You only had 6 seconds per clip, and that limitation forced people to be clever. The camera only recorded while your finger pressed on the screen, which meant you had to use many cuts and the punchline had to be short and to the point. Over time, they added more tools, a grid, a ghost image to help you plan your next shot, and features to line things up perfectly. The result was an app that felt spontaneous, playful, and creative. By 2015, it had over 200 million active users. But then, things began to unravel. Despite it being extremely popular, Vine struggled to make money. The platform never found a good way to pay its creators. Many Vine creators left for YouTube or Instagram, where ad money was real and scalable. Around the same time, competition got fierce. Instagram and Snapchat rolled out video features and longer short-form videos began to dominate. Think of 15-second videos, 30-second videos, even 60-second videos. So suddenly, 6 seconds was less of a feature, but a limitation. At the same time, the company behind Vine was under strain. Vine had been acquired by Twitter early on, and as we all know, Twitter no longer exists. But at the time, around 10 years ago, Vine didn't always get the attention and resources it needed. By late 2016, Twitter announced that uploads would be disabled, and on January 17, 2017, the Vine app was officially shut down. The services shifted to the Vine camera app, where you could record but could not share Vines anymore, and a few months later, the app was discontinued completely. But the Vine videos never disappeared. Hundreds of thousands of Vines were archived. The internet had saved a piece of its own culture, and even though the official archive shut down later on, the memories lived on. There are thousands of compilations on YouTube showing the most popular Vines, and these compilations are watched millions of times every single day. And now, fast forward to 2025, we might have it all back. Vine is a reboot of Vine that has been launched. It's supported by Jack Dorsey, who was the CEO of Twitter, and Vine is not an app that just started from scratch. Thanks to the efforts of archivists and engineers, they pulled out like 200,000 original Vine videos from around 60,000 creators. They didn't just restore the video files either. They reconstructed profiles, engagement numbers, and even comments. Vine also allows you to make new 6-second looping videos. But here's where it gets really interesting. AI content is not welcome. The platform uses verification tools from a nonprofit called the Guardian Project to try to ensure that what's being uploaded is really filmed on a real smartphone. AI is simply not allowed. And underneath it all, Vine runs on Nostr, a decentralized open source protocol. That means it's not controlled by a single corporate owner, but anyone can run their own servers, host relays, and build apps on top of it. For Dorsey and the team, that's part of the mission. Recreate a space where social things happen on real people's terms, not just by algorithmic manipulation. Creators from the original Vine era still own the copyright to their content, and if they want, they can reclaim their old Vine accounts. They can do so by providing proof that they are the original creator, but they can also submit takedown requests if they don't want their videos on the new Vine app anymore. So will Vine be a success? Well, there's a reason to believe it could. First, nostalgia is powerful. Those of us who watch Vine compilations miss that era and sometimes really wish that Vine never left. This nostalgic factor could be huge for Vine. Second, there's a growing backlash against AI-generated content, and Vine's insistence on real human creativity only could tap into that real yearning for authenticity. And third, because of its decentralized architecture, Vine could be more resilient and community-driven than traditional centralized platforms. But it's not without challenges. The social media landscape today is completely different. There's TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and they dominate and get hours of watch time on a daily basis from hundreds of millions of users. Can a 6-second loop app compete in that world? Monetization also remains a big question. How will creators earn money? If Vine doesn't offer a compelling way to pay its users, it could face the same fate as the original app. Furthermore, content moderation could be tricky too. Detecting AI is reliably hard, and ensuring quality while keeping freedom intact is a delicate balance. And finally, there's a risk that only a niche nostalgia crowd will use this app. it may never be as mainstream as its competitors. Beyond that, Vine's resurrection also raises important conversations about internet preservation. The fact that so many Vines survived the shutdown thanks to archivists reminds us how fragile digital culture can be and how much effort it takes to save it. There's also something to be said about creator rights. By letting people reclaim their content, Vine acknowledges that even short videos have meaningful intellectual property. And philosophically, this revival is part of a broader push for decentralized social media. People genuinely want platforms that don't solely rely on big tech giants, but instead are built on open protocols that empower users and creators alike. In many ways, Vine feels like a call for nostalgia, but also like a protest against AI slop, against algorithm-first platforms, and against corporate control. It's a love letter to the Web 2.0 era, where communities felt more personal, when creativity was more spontaneous, and when 6 seconds was enough to make you laugh. As of now, Vine is more than just a nostalgia gimmick. It's a serious attempt to bring back something that was lost. Not just as Vine once was, but also what made it matter. Whether it's going to be as great as Vine once was, that's something that only time will tell. But its launch already feels meaningful. For anyone who remembers Vine and still watches Vine compilations to this day, it's a step in the right direction. What was your favorite Vine moment? Let me know in the comments down below after you hit the subscribe button.